Okay, so here in the first trial, my dog does not know how to sit. He's 12 years old, so we never really taught him. But what I'm gonna do for the first one is I'm literally just gonna say sit and see if he does it. I knew that he probably wouldn't, but this is just the initial trial. Okay, for the part of me teaching and like my dog learning how to sit, I use the treat as like a positive reinforcer. In operant conditioning, I put force on his butt to try to get him to sit down. Um, at the beginning, he wasn't really like cooperating, but so then I just ended up giving him a treat. But I continued to put a little bit of force on his butt and stuff. And um, once he sits down, I'll be able to like give him a treat. There, I tried to like kind of like put his legs under him so he'd sit down. Um, but he once I put force on his behind, he started to sit down, and every time he sat down, even with my help, I gave him a treat. Like here, he sat down, um, so he got a treat. And then between each one, I like basically tapped his under his belly to get him to stand back up, and we redid it. So, like I said before, we're trying it again. I'm gonna be putting force on his butt every time I'm saying sit, sit down. His name's Rambo, so I'm calling him by his name when I'm doing it so that he can like associate like listening with his name and stuff because he knows how to listen to that. There he sat down with me, like kind of like petting him slash like putting force on his butt. Um, so and then the next few trials you'll see that I put like force on his butt to get him to sit down, but later we'll see that he actually like learns from it. So in this next clip, you'll be able to see that I only really tapped on his butt. I didn't put much force, and he ended up sitting down for me. This is like shaping because he started out like I needed to put force, and now he's growing to just a tap, which is like shaping the behavior of him sitting. And again, I'm giving him a treat every time for positive reinforcement. The treat is the positive reinforcer, and it's also a primary reinforcer because it's technically like food for dogs. So it's making him like willing to learn to do this because it's food and it's a survival thing for him. So there I tapped him again and he started doing it. So this is just showing that he's like learning um, that like my he's kind of like associating my hand with like the behavior, and then he knows that he's going to get the reinforcement, the treat after he does it. So here in this little clip, I'm gonna like point to his butt and he's gonna sit down. I didn't touch him there. I literally just pointed at him. It was like near his butt, so he probably thought I was gonna touch him. But this is continuing the shaping the behavior of him sitting because without me touching him, he grew from me putting force on him to not even touching him, and he's starting to sit and associate the words, my hand, the tree, everything to the behavior of sitting. So in this next clip, you'll see that my hand is like really far away from him when I point. So now like I don't even really have to be near his butt is to like get him to sit down, which is also showing a continuation of the shaping that is being caused by this reinforcement. Um, he also like he'll occasionally just sit down without me having to point. So um, that's I believe that's him learning like the word or just like the fact that the tree like he needs to sit down for it. So in this clip, you can see that, well, this is like 4 days later, and I had to tap him to get him to sit down for the very first try. But after that, he began to like associate the pointing again, which he kind of like retained that information from like 4 days ago when we tried it, and it continued as shaping his behavior. And I made sure to like train him in the same area that or test him in the same area that I trained him, so that like the environment didn't influence him at all, because we tested in the same spot that we trained. In this last little clip, you'll see that I say the word sit. Well, you can't see it, but I don't even have to point, and he just sits down.